right now with chronic pain? Can I see the hands? Because they're going to help you today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and now it's you 6. Okay. This is going to be awesome.
You have someone FaceTiming in. And
Where? Come on, is she from here? Someone from here? Okay.
Wasn't the FaceTime already connected?
Excuse me.
yeah.
Did we hang up on someone who's supposed to be coming in? Can you see me? Elaine, there you are. Can you see me now?
Somebody.
All right. Very good. You got to fix this because I'm going to be standing up. I don't want her just staring at my.
Yeah, that's why. That would be funny.
Yeah, you know what we'll do? Can you put this over there on top of that? Oh, you won't hear me. Is that what it is?
Yeah. I'm gonna put it on. Elaine, I'm gonna mute you. Oh, you didn't.
All right, ready? So, Elaine, you can hear me, right? Yeah? Okay. Can we get a seat for you?
I'm fine.
Oh, you're okay? All right. So, pain is a big topic. Every one of us here has either been in pain. Right now, we know people who are having pain. It's a part of our life. It comes and goes. And all we ever want to do when it's there is get out of pain, right? And the more you raise your awareness and understanding of what's going on, it just changes everything. It makes it so much easier. And today, we're going to raise a little bit of awareness and then teach you a couple techniques, and then I'm going to guide you through it and show you what you can do so you can start learning how to decrease pain by significant amounts, 20, 40, 60% in a matter of like a minute, 2 minutes. And as your spine gets healthier, and we'll tell you why as we go along, okay? But your ability to do that will get even better, better, and better, okay? So pain, one of the biggest things with pain is that just recently in the New England Journal of Medicine, I came across a study in there, okay? And I think it's the American Heart Association, I don't know who did the study, but it's in a reputable journal, New England Journal of Medicine. They're saying that 20% of all heart attacks in this country are attributed to pain medicines, like Advils and stuff. You heard that too?
Yeah.
Okay. That's a lot because heart disease is one of the top killers in the country, you know, between 500,000 to 1 million people a year, and 20% from taking Advils. You think, how could that happen? Right? There was a study I came across where they gave women 1 aspirin a day. I forget, it was for 5 years. And the rate of breast cancer was, I believe it was 80% higher. Oh no, it was 50% or 80% higher. It's ridiculous. You have to understand that these medicines are very, very helpful in emergency situations. And in an emergency situation, you may actually need it. But to depend on it on a regular basis is the worst thing you can do for your future. Because we know it's harming you. You ever see the commercials?
Yep.
Just look at the commercials. You know, the only way to find out the negative part of it is to pay attention when they're showing the dancing and the hugging and the families, the grandpa and the grandson fishing, and because you know you got to distract you with the good feelings while they spit out all the this can kill you, this can cause bleeding from your ears, you know, kind of stuff. That's what it says. If it says it's been known to have fatality, that means it could kill you. It's been known to kill people. So I ask your doctor if it's right for you. Right? And we go ahead and we're so conditioned and self-excited a lot of times and we just go, that's the one I need. Let me ask my doc. That's what we do, right? That's Americans. Not necessarily this group, but, and if you're in an emergency, I can tell you this, I've been in pain. And I was begging the nurse, let me talk to the doctor. I was in the hospital. And I had the doctor come in, and we spoke doctor to doctor, and I had them raise my morphine when I was sick. You know, I've been through stuff in the past, I healed. By the way, things they said, Elaine, you know, things that they said would never ever heal, and I healed completely. And it helped change my life too, to how we're helping you. All right? But these pain medicines, you can't rely on them. Tylenol, right? 56 or 58,000 people every year are hospitalized because of Tylenol. Studies showing it kills more livers than alcohol and hepatitis combined.
Well, give me a drink.
Combined.
Oh my gosh.
All right? Yeah, Tylenol. Yeah. Number one drug-related cause of death. I saw some studies there. Okay. I think cocaine was number 3. So Tylenol's ahead of that.
Wow.
Okay. What's that?
Because it's more expensive.
They took children's Tylenol off the market?
And replaced it with children's Advil.
Did they really? Yeah, well, you see, well, the outside in, the world's always looking for an outside in way to manage a problem. See, if you think that you are no better than some physical object here, like a car, then you're going to say, well, with time, I'm just going to decline. And as organs and tissues fail, let me just manage the problems, and eventually, that's it. And yet you're not a car. You have this amazing body. Raise your hand if your quality of life, instead of getting worse, like before you came in here, all the problems that may have brought you in here, your quality of life is getting better and better and better. All right. Did you translate to her? How come she's not raising her Okay. I'm just teasing. So okay, now who here got younger during that time? Maybe your metabolic age, right? Because you've been testing that?
Yes.
Okay. So, but the whole point is that chronologically, you're getting older, and yet your life is getting better, and your bodies are starting to heal, and so where did that lie come from? That, oh, well, you're just because of age. You were created to age optimally. Okay? And suffering, you think that's automatically going to be in your future too, as you age? Let me tell you something, there's suffering in everyone's life, okay? But the better you adapt, the more you handle it, the quicker you take the Band-Aid off, and you learn from your experiences so that you can have less and less as you grow. But if your nerves are stuck and overwhelmed, it's hard to adapt, isn't it? I'd say that the craziest thing I ever learned since I've been working and taking care of patients, over maybe, definitely over 20,000 patients over the years. And the craziest thing, I told this to some people recently, you were just at the report, right? But the craziest thing that I've ever come across is how if something is not working right in your life, anything in your life, in your house, it could be your iPod. It could be your TV, it could be, right? Whatever controls the function of that, right? Something's not working, this controls it, right? It's like you go into the house and the lights aren't working, right? Wouldn't you check anything that's related to that, anything that controls it? Let me check the power, nothing electrical is working on, right? And yet, in your body, let's say your liver's not working right. Well, we know that the nerves control the functions of the body. No one's disputing that. Everybody knows, your doctor knows, everybody knows. So if your liver's not working right, the nerve that controls and sends the proper signals how your liver works, how come they don't check it? And your body's giving you signals that things aren't working right, so you're getting pain, but you're taking Tylenol. Now what happens to the liver? It gets worse, right? So it's just, the point is, there's got to be a better way.
There is a better way.
That's right. There is a better way, right? Reverend Vernon, just received his very first check, spinal check, to see where the tension in the nerves were. why the proper signals weren't getting through. You know, you know how we fix spines? We're here fixing your spine. But what does that really mean? It's like if I took a cell phone, all right? Can I take yours? And a hammer. See, that's why I don't want to use mine. It's in my pocket. If I take a cell phone and I, right? You would look at this and you'd go to the this is Apple. You'd go to Apple and you say, my cell phone's what?
Broken.
Broken, and I need it what?
Fixed.
Fixed. My cell phone's broken, I need it fixed. But at the same time, right? Let's say it looks perfect like this one. But the signal's not, it's not getting through there right. It's not, it's, the software's off. The apps aren't working. The communication in there, maybe it's your camera not working, or right? Let's say that it's not working, the phone's off. So if the signals aren't doing their job, getting there, right? Would you say that phone looks fine just because it looks perfect? No bulging discs, no arthritis, no pain, neck pain, no back pain. Because in medicine they go, oh, your neck's fine then. Without checking to see if the signals are working, if the signals are getting through, which is what we check. Do you see the correlation? No, because if your phone was like that, you'd go to Apple and it doesn't look shattered. Okay? Sorry, I don't know what I'm doing to your phone here. But you'd go to Apple and you'd say, my phone's what? Broken. And it needs to be what? What if they told you, no, it's fine? Is it shattered anywhere? Does it hurt? It's not giving off any clear signal. There's no message that says the camera's not working. So your camera's fine. Are you going to accept that? Or are you going to say, look, try it. See if the signals are going through. That's what our exam is. We check the signals. Same thing. You see? That's what it is. So we check to see if the signals are getting through. And if the signals aren't getting through, that's interference to the tissues. And the organs are breaking down. And your body needs a way of knowing. It's of letting you know. It needs to let you know. Because if it keeps breaking down, you're not going to live. You're not going to accomplish the things you're meant to accomplish. I don't know how many years you lose, 10, 20, 30. Sometimes if you put a lot of stress on yourself, a lot of pressure on yourself. Raise your hand if you're one of those people that puts a lot of pressure on yourself. 1, 2, 3. All right. So you see things break down even, especially if there's interference and tension, you'll see things break down even faster. But what if you don't express yourself well? You get frustrated a lot. Same thing. If your nerve system is not adapting to your stresses in your life, you're so overwhelmed, it's breaking down. You're not going to accomplish everything you wanted accomplished in your life. And you need to get those nerves checked. And how's your body going to let you know that things are breaking down? Pain. Emotional pain, if you're not adapting well in your life, or in your marriage, or in your relationships, right? Or physical pain. And you can hate it, right? Knock, knock, knock on the front door. Yes? Let's say someone's going to give me bad news. Ma'am, are you so-and-so's mother who's been serving in the military fighting in so-and-so? Yes, and they're holding the flag in her hand. Right? That's good news or bad news?
Yes.
What's she feeling? Joy or pain?
Pain.
Right? She goes, hold on 1 second, hold that thought. Grabs her shotgun, comes back. Shoot the messenger. Is that what we should do?
No.
No. You need to learn how to handle pain better. Pain is the messenger.
I like the way you put that. That was nice and simple.
Pain is the messenger. Your body is designed in a way for not only for you to survive, but for you to thrive. And if you just learn the tiniest little bits, today we're going to master pain. Or today is actually part 1 of 2 parts. Next month will be pain part 2. Right? Next time. Pain part 2. Pain in my butt. But we'll go into more detail, more advanced, okay? And today, I'm going to watch everyone who raised your hand before. We're going to get your pain levels down, at least 20, 40, 60, but each of you is different. But, you know, the more I spend with you and train you and work with you, obviously we can get it to go lower. But you wouldn't want to, we're not trying to get rid of the pain. That doesn't work. Take an Advil. Or, see, that's why I don't let people use me. That's part of what makes our office different. I'm not going to be used as a chiropractic Advil. We're about saving lives. If you have interference to organs and tissues, well, we're going to do things a little different here because we care about you. Sometimes I never liked everything my mom and dad made me do growing up, but it was always in my best interest. I was blessed to be raised in a loving family, right? That's right, and my parents did give me a lot of pain sometimes. Which is, okay.
I know what you mean.
So, but you're never allowed to go through more than you can handle, okay? And the truth of the matter is, when you start to really learn, when I started to really discover how the nerve system works, how the body works, how healing works, I realized that even when I was trying to do everything perfect, I messed up so much. And you'll realize that you're not allowed to go through as much suffering as you really deserve. I mean, we put so much pressure and tension on ourselves. We're trying to control everything in our life, and there's so much tension, so many hours of the day, every day. It's a miracle you're alive. It's grace. You understand? I'm just so thankful. And then, but as soon as we teach you to start doing, hey, Rev, you've been in pain. I forget for how long. You received your very first visit last night, was it? Right?
Well, yeah.
Today, Wednesday. Yeah, last night. And we just took pressure off the nerves, let more of that innate wisdom that God put inside you just express better. We weren't trying to get rid of the pain and stuff. And what did you tell me today about how you woke up?
I went home. I didn't take any painkillers. I went to sleep. I woke up at about 3:30, well actually 3:33 a.m. You don't remember time like that. Wow. 3:33 a.m. And I said, hey, I don't have any pain.
Wow.
And I was laying down in the bed. And I reached over to my wife after I prayed. So that was about 5:30. And I said to her, honey, I'm not in any pain. And I done heard God speak to me.
Can you speak a little louder for Elaine too?
Oh, you can't hear me, Elaine? I'll use my preacher's voice. And so I reached over to my wife and I said, listen, I'm going to listen to God and I'm going to go there and I'm going to talk to Karen and we're going to work this out. And and we talked about other things that we were doing. I said, but I'm going to go here and because I got to be obedient. And I got up, and when I got up, pain came back, but it was like there has not been a night that I had not taken medication and probably a cocktail just to go to sleep.
Wow.
And then only
And
sleep.
how long?
Oh, years.
Years, okay.
And then wake up in the middle of the night. And then can't go back to sleep, so I'll sit up and I'll work, I'll write a sermon, I'll do whatever it is that I do. But last night, went to bed, no painkiller, got up, haven't had a painkiller since I met this man. And the only other assistance that I have is I made this little contraption because he showed me something. Here's what's cool about it, what I love about Dr. Anthony, is that he breaks it down so simple to me that I understood, that he showed me, and I went home and I was inspired. I said, you know what? I took one of the little balls you do for flexing. I wrapped it up in my scarf, made my eye scarf. I got it back on here as a pressure point on the place that he's giving me ministering to me on. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like we're co-healing me.
That's
So
right.
God is,
Yeah, we're working as a team.
God is doing it, but he's.
Thank you.
That's cool. If you go to these doctor's offices, they talk down to you. They use big words. You don't know what they're saying. If you're interested in your body, you're gonna go.
Thanks a lot, man.
You're being a preacher right now, right?
Thank you for sharing. So it's been years, and we just met, and last night was his very first time taking pressure off, and I couldn't even take all the pressure off. But the thing that was different is this. Here's why I want to bring it up. It was the first time we didn't try to get rid of the pain. See, when you understand that the pain is your body's is supposed to be there because it's letting you know you don't have enough healing. It's a protection mechanism of the body. You don't have enough healing getting through there, enough of the signals getting through, then we have to make sure there's more of the signals getting through. That's all we did. And we put in let go of control on the pain and said, you know, I'm going to trust more. I'm going to be more patient. And guess what happened? Well, he said, right? And I think his lovely wife too, right? So same thing, right?
Yes, yes.
It's pretty amazing. So the key here is when you understand something, you can do it better. It's not about trying to attack pain. Really, what we did to the pain is we turned the cheek a little bit. We actually just, rather than trying to get rid of it and attack it, we said, hold on, let's listen to it. Let's understand it. Let's love it. Let's go ahead and allow ourselves to adapt differently. Now, whenever you're having pain in your life, you know what it does to your nerves and muscles? Does it do this? Oh, I feel so relaxed. Does it do this? Right? Right, so that's what it's doing, right? And it's showing you exactly whatever it is you're not dealing with in your life properly. Maybe it's the pain, maybe it's the issue, whatever stress in your life was causing the tension that caused something to break down, that caused the pain in the first place. The whole point is your body lets you know. That's what a self-fixation is. We're trying to help teaching you how to find them. And then whatever you're not adapting to, pain itself maybe, something in your life, wherever you're feeling emotional pain in your life, it's doing this. You got to make sure you start letting if your nerves are so overwhelmed, you're not going to make a good decision. Well, you know how nerves get overwhelmed? You're feeling stressed, frustrated, maybe some resentful. Why is this pain here? How am I supposed to get my thing done? Work on this project? And you know, you get all this tension building up. You can't allow that deeper wisdom in your brain to express through there with all that interference. When you're at peace, you make better decisions. And I don't mean man-made peace, like where you go into denial and cover something up. Like imagine if I showed you your X-ray and you see like bones looking like Swiss cheese and pressure on your spinal cord. Like, you know what? Let's just say that your spinal cord, well, you know, like when you take a banana and you straighten it and squishes, right? Let's say the spinal cord is pulled taut like that, right? And it's been like that for years. You see all decay and everything, so it's really breaking down and getting weaker with a lot of tension on it. And imagine if that just takes us one slip and fall on the ice, or one car accident, or like that's going to make it just going to be so much worse for you. Imagine an example I told the Rev over there. I said, imagine if you have a truck and the frame of that truck is like all rusted through. You could drive it, but you know you can just hit even the slightest bump. You think that frame could crack?
Yeah.
Right? That frame could break, and so a spinal problem, whether you're feeling pain or not pain, because sometimes it's a silent killer. You can't feel solicitation. That's why we always want to get people checked to see. It's a mission, right? Make sure no one's getting caught with things getting sicker. We always go ahead. When I was told I had cancer at age 35, my question was this: how could this happen to me? We don't want anyone asking that question, especially my kids. I check my kids regularly. I don't want, if something's breaking down, if there's wear and tear, if there's interference, I want them taking care of their nerves. I want them checking it every so often, learning how to, they check their teeth every day. I taught them that. Let's teach them how to check their spine. I mean, there's a divine power flowing through there. So anyway, so let's start working on it. So if you're going to learn a technique to get rid of pain quickly, let me ask you this question. Do you think that, are you understanding, are you getting the point that pain is not your enemy? Okay, so if you're going to learn a technique today that's going to teach you how to get rid of pain quickly, do you think that we should be trying to attack that pain? Or are we going to trust the designer of your body and work with it? That's like the craziest thing to most of us. We're like, what? I've been taught since childhood to hate it. Right? That's why you haven't learned how to let pain just drop down quickly. And when you do it the right way, you get the proper signal. See, something's breaking down, so the signals, you're not getting enough life there. Thank God, that's the fire alarm going off. Right? What happens when a fire alarm goes off in your house?
Smoke is somewhere in the house.
Yeah, so you go ahead and you run to that fire alarm. There's all this smoke. You're like, what's going on? Then you go, where's that fire alarm? There it is. Take that battery out. I gotta get back to sleep. Right? That's what we do in our body. That's what we do in our body, right? I can't find the battery. Do you have a pillow? There's this new technique, this new treatment they made. It's called put a pillow over it. See if we can hold it. See if that works. See, we're managing the symptom. Trying to deal with it instead of working with it. If there's a fire, there's probably smoke. Where there's a, you know what I mean? Where there's smoke, there's a fire. You get the point. Why don't we put out the fire first? Well, any technique that we do, if you want to see the pain decrease a little bit, it's going to start allowing the signals, more life, to flow through to the area that's hurting and how you deal with it. When you get a little bit more advanced, and on part 2, we're going to go over that. Sometimes a pain may be really stuck or stubborn, and you got to connect with a deeper layer. It could be a completely different region of tension in your nerves related to that. So your body's not just, your brain's not just like a computer. It's like a really complex supercomputer that's alive, not dead. And it's a little bit more advanced. But that's why we're going to do that part 2 workshop on pain next month and help you even go take it further. But today you're going to see huge changes. We're going to show you, you're about to get started, okay, and show you these techniques and train you on it and have you practice this so you can feel the pain start to drop. Not as you're trying to get rid of the pain, but as you're supporting your body better. And now you're safe, because if your body is being supported properly, then instead of letting disease spread and end up with cancer one day, or stroke or something, or heart attack, you're being told you have this autoimmune disease, it's a horrible thing. If you're told you have, you know how in medicine, I want you to take care of yourselves. My job, I wouldn't be a good doctor for you. I wouldn't even be a good friend to you if I knew something that was hurting you and I didn't at least let you know about it. And one of those things, because I was afraid of confrontation or something. You know what I mean? It's like, so I'm going to show you one of the things that that really hurts us is bad advice. A lot of times, instead of going to an appropriate person for advice, and you got to follow that guidance from within, really. An appropriate person who's going to give you advice is someone who's going to help you connect to your own deep inner wisdom and help you connect to that and let that guide you. Because that's the only place you want to really follow guidance from. Within. But if you're unaware and if you haven't accumulated enough information, for lack of knowledge, my people perish, right? If you don't have enough information on something, on the natural design, the way things were designed, created, right, then you may need to, that wisdom is going to be telling you what? Go get more information, then you come to me, right? But the point is, you need to get the right information. Well, you go to the hospitals and stuff, and a lot of times we're being minimizing something that's really important. And if you do that, right? You know, I had a little bit of pain today, a little stress today, but it's no big deal. You know, my kid died. Yeah, but it's no big deal. You know, these things happen. You see, that's minimizing it, right? Now that didn't really happen, but the point is that if there was an artery let's say someone had like a TIA, and so you had, what do they call that? A mini stroke, right? A transient ischemic attack. Something's going on with the circulation to the brain or the blood vessels. If something was going on to your kid's blood vessels, or your dad's blood vessels, or right, that could cause death and damage to brain cells, is that a small thing or a big thing? But you leave the hospital and they go, oh, you're walking out and they go, yeah, well, thank God it wasn't a big thing, it was just a mini stroke. It was just a TIA, it was just a TIA, it was just this, it was just that. I had a minor heart attack. Who's ever heard that one? You have, right? A minor heart attack. It's like something's causing damage to your heart, dude. It killed. A heart attack means you actually have cells that died there. Oh, but it was a minor heart attack. You see? If you're doing that, can someone just take care of that, whoever it is? Is it me? Okay, thanks. But you get the point, minimizing something that's important can kill you. So, and a lot of times we're walking out with bad advice going, oh, it's no big deal now. Here, just take this blood pressure medicine, you're fine. Well, if there's damage happening to a part of your body and it's progressing, you may not want to hear this. I get it. Okay, guys? You may have someone who's scared or afraid because you haven't accumulated enough information to know that there's ways to take care of it, that you're safe, you're provided for. Call us up. I'll go do a seminar. I'll do a lunch and learn at your work. We'll go share that knowledge, how to help with that, so people don't have to be afraid. But the point is, you see, if you're going to be a good friend and love someone, you got to let them know. You're not okay if something's breaking down. There's people who need you and love you, and you have gifts and talents and potential, and you're not going to be able to do everything you're meant to do if you let organs just keep breaking down. You're not going to accomplish everything you're meant. And if you put so much pressure and stress on yourself, you could die pretty early. We see kids sometimes, right? Sometimes they're dealing with the stresses of parents going through divorce, and sometimes they're holding everything in, and we see young ages, leukemia and things like that. It's ridiculous. It's, you know? So, are you understanding this? So we got to start learning how to handle pain better, because every time that kid had pain, mom just gave him a Tylenol. Every time that kid did, right? That's what we did. And it's like, hold on a second. You know, if you could just learn what to do, there's a good chance you might never need a painkiller again. Barring an emergency, you know. Let me tell you something, I'm not against medicine. It's for emergencies. I gave you an example where I was begging, right? If I got into a car accident and they got to amputate my leg, let me tell you something, morphine's on the menu, right? I'm like, just give me, okay? For emergencies, thank God that we have it. Okay, I just don't want to live on it. I'd rather live on the power inside me. You got it? And that's what it's about. So we're going to go over some techniques right now. I'm going to go over a list. But remember, if your attitude is about trying to get rid of the pain, then you're going to struggle. You ever hear what we resist persists? Right? But if your attitude is excitement and joy that you're about to see the pain go away, so you let it go, it's not you controlling it, but you're going to take time to see, let me support it wherever it needs support. That's the technique we're going to teach you, by the way. And all of a sudden, it went from the pain, like from 0 to 10, it went from 9 to an 8. It's like, ooh, to 7. Ooh, that's 20. It's more than 20% already, right? To a 6 and 5. Whoa, we got to drop to like almost 45%. Like that's pretty good. to be able to do that in like 30 seconds. That's pretty amazing. So we're going to share that with you, okay? Right before I teach that technique, there's other things that you can do to support, to use pain, which is why I don't like pain. Or the very next thing, before you go to emergency care, there's things that you can do, like homeopathic. Who here has heard of that? Or energy balancers of your body. Like for such example could be a homeopathic, right? It works with the body's natural energy. So this way, there's more balanced support to your body. That's why it says, oh, naturally no side effects on bottles like that and stuff, right? You can get them at your nutrition store. That's one way. There's special ones specifically that help with pain. And some people, they're like, oh, this one didn't work for me, didn't work, no. And then in other people, they're like, it went, oh, this was perfect, right? You've seen that with, same thing with nutrition. Right? Or enzymes, enzyme therapy, right? Especially pancreatic enzymes, proteolytic enzymes. So I have something here called Proenzyme. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about it. And I don't know how many we have here, but if a lot of you want it today, you might have, we'll just make a list and order it, okay? It'll be within a few days. But Dr. Miladinov is the doctor who actually developed it. And I got a chance to research this and go into it. Anyway, let me just give you an example. I think an example tells it all. You know in baseball, there's a disabled list? Yes? If you get injured, you're disabled. There's an injured reserve, you're on the injured reserve list, and disabled. Which one's the worst one? The disabled one, right? Okay, so you can go on the if you're on the injured reserve list, they can't bring another player in to take his place. But if you're on the disabled list, they can, but now that player can't get back if he gets better quickly. And so it's a decision people make. The teams, Yankees, Astros, whatever, right? So the whole point is that this pitcher suffered such a severe injury that he was, on his throwing arm, that he was put on the disabled list. That means even if you got better, you couldn't. But the team, they don't make that decision lightly. This was a good pitcher, great career ahead of him. Forget exactly what team it was. But the point is, he, you know, every expert, every doctor, there's no way he's going to get this better in time for the playoffs. That's what it was. It was all about getting ready for the playoffs, right? We're going to have to bring another pitcher in that's not as good, but who's the best one we have? We're moving to the, right? So he started taking these enzymes, though. And he took, I think it was a ridiculous amount, like 10 of them 10 times a day. Or 5, 10 times a day. It was, but you have to keep in mind, it's not medicine. It's enzymes. You know what enzymes are? Okay, enzymes are like vitamins. Your body, it's something that your body uses. See, your body does 80 trillion things. 80 kabillion things to work together to fix and control things and heal things, right? And enzyme speeds up that reaction. It assists it. So is it trying to take control over your body or supporting it? These specifically are associated with wound healing. And if someone has a lot of pain, it's one of the things. It's also very natural anti-inflammatory properties. You know, inflammation, pain, right? Okay, that's one of the parts of inflammation, right? And so, very powerful. I use it with, if someone has a very severe acute injury, I'll give you some proteolytic enzymes, right? To help support. We want to get you better emergency care as fast as possible and get you to corrective care, right? If you're in a lot of pain, you're going, absolutely, just get me out of pain. Whatever, I don't care what's going on, just get me out of pain, right? So you know what it's like. So anyway, he took these, within 10 days, he was 100% better. How could that happen? He had to be traded to another team. He has to be traded because they couldn't bring him back up again and it was going to hurt his career. And playoffs were coming up and they had to trade him to an opposing team to pitch against them. Pretty, but just think about it. They didn't think he could ever get better and he got better. And the pain, it just helps so much. So there's things like Proenzyme. We have it here, that same product, okay? And it has a whole combination of different proteolytic enzymes that speed up wound healing. Okay? There's total inflammation, it's different herbs. Right? There's natural things found in nature that God made that have health healing properties, a lot of life, vitality. That you take it. You know, there's a difference between when you're looking at your diet and foods, there's things that have very low energy or high energy. And I say low energy, you can look at a Snickers bar and you're like, that has a lot of energy. Yeah, it gives me, right? Satisfies me. But it's all refined and changed from its natural. We're talking about vitality, the energy of life, and it's very, very low. Foods that tend to be more organic, things naturally made by human hands, things like that tend to have a higher vibration, more life. And when you ingest it, it supports you in a tremendous way, and that's what we're talking about. And then if you're handy, 70% of adults right here, right now in this country, have adrenal fatigue. It just means you've been through a lot of stress. And so a lot of times if you have an acute injury, I use a combination of the enzymes, nutritional support that has like, you know, chondroitin sulfate, you know, it has, or sulfur like MSM, things like that. Sometimes it has like shark cartilage and, you know, things that are good for the joints. Glucosamine and acetylglucosamine is another aspect of it that helps. Anyway, the whole point is that it works so well together. You have the building blocks, you have the enzymes, and you have the de-stress, the support with the stress. That's the magic three that I put together a lot when people have a combination, right? Homeopathics I mentioned, sometimes there's ointments that you could rub on. It's a great way to do it. But let your brain send the right signals. Let me help bring more balance and support to the inflammatory processes here. Let me support how my body is handling whatever's going on here. You see? and you see there's liquid ones. There's drops, sprays that we have under the top, like energy balancers, right? You know what's another thing? You know, who's here? Raise your hand if you heard of essential oils. Yes? Wow, a lot of people, right? The lifeblood of plants. That's what it is. You take the essence of that plant, and there's a, wow. The other day, when was it? This last week? We had, if anyone would like to try essential oils and different ones that are good for pain. Okay? Beverly over here, raise your hand. You can see her right after. She'll go over that with you. She runs our Young Living Essential Oils line and helping people get support there. But there's certain things she put, like, what was it, pain away or something? The woman who said, wow, it just went away.
Oh,
She
was
just
it, I don't
Deep
remember what it was.
relief.
Oh, deep relief. And they just put it on, and the person's like, oh my goodness, the pain was completely gone. And if you've been in a lot of pain and suffering, if you could have an experience like that, I understand we're correcting the cause of why your body's not healing, and that's the most important thing because you want to make sure you don't deal with chronic problems for the rest of your life. But when you're hurting, I understand you may want some deep relief, and that's what this one's called. And that particular one may not help in a different person because you see whatever's out of balance may be different. But there's so many things, and you just go ahead. What about the stress away or something?
Stress away.
Stress away. Sometimes for emotional pain, emotional stress, and sometimes it helps physical stress, pain go away too. There's just so many things available to you. All right. So we have that as well. So we were talking about enzymes. Oh, what about like nutritionally? We talked about that. Even taking like your good fats. Right? Helps with chronic inflammation in the body and so on. So, oils, Kinesio taping. Who knows? Raise your hand if you know what Kinesio tape is. I think it was invented in Japan. But, all right, raise your hand if you watched the Olympics. You have? Did you ever see when they have that tape stuck to their skin? You've seen that? You've seen that tape? Yeah? Okay. Kinesio tape is an amazing way to take the tissue and the fascia, and if you do it right, I mean, we use it for people all the time here, and you use it right, and it actually supports the joint, supports the tissue, allows proper flow to the joint and tissues of signals, information, lymphatic drainage. Especially, I remember I had a woman who, she had a broken, no, it wasn't broken, it was the most severely sprained ankle I've ever seen. And I thought it was broken, but she said no, she came, it wasn't. And it was like, looked like black and blue and purple, you know? And it was like this. And we kinesio taped her ankle, right? And not just any way we wanted to stick that tape on there. But we are allowing ourselves to be guided, testing her body, see what's the exact best way for her. That's part of what makes our office different. We're always looking to see how the nerves are responding so we can be guided more by that inner wisdom, right? The next morning, the swelling was down to about 40. She lost 60% of the swelling. It was down to 40%, and within a few days, it kind of hovered there a little bit, but started getting better. The pain that she was in was so excruciating at first, and it got like 80% better just from doing that by the next day. Kinesio tape. Anyone? Have I Kinesio taped anyone here before? Yes.
Yes.
And over there? Yes. And what was your experience?
No, it was very helpful.
Did you have the similar? Since this is a pain workshop, in reference to pain, did you see pain decrease at all?
Yeah.
What percentage would you say? Where was that? Your foot? Your
No, I've had it on
shoulder?
my shoulder.
And it helps the pain decrease?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you too, Deb?
Same here, yeah, once was on my hand and another time it was on my arm.
Once I did it on your hand, once on your arm?
Yeah.
And what happened?
Oh, right away, I felt the pain, I felt the support in the pain.
And what about the level of pain, like percent-wise, so we can give a number for the...
Well, after a few minutes, it was maybe 20% less, and by the next day, it was 70–80% less.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. So, you know, kinesio tape is also a tool we use in helping a person heal. As you're getting proper signals to a joint, but you're using that joint, moving around. So if I can support it as well, so it's not creating such a demand for so much healing, right? At the same time, the kinesio tape really supports it. That's another reason why it speeds up healing. So it's very powerful, okay? So let's go ahead and let's just remember one thing. I want you to, just want to throw this in there. Remember we said attitude is the most important thing? You don't want to be afraid of your pain. We're starting to teach you the technique right now. Okay? You don't want to be afraid. You don't need to be afraid. What you have inside you is so big, it's so powerful, it's so much more powerful, okay, than anything that can be thrown at you. Any fear, any worry that you encounter, what you have inside you is big. So you know when we rate pain, like from 0 to 10, and I say, how bad is your pain right now, Patrick? A 9 out of 10. I'm going to help you in just a second, okay? 9 out of 10. I always tell you to tell me what number is it. I say, see that number in your mind, or wherever it's hurting, imagine that number right there. The reason I do that is because I'm getting you out of fear. I want you to face it. If you're trying to repress it, just start to change. So as soon as if you're trying to repress it, you're creating more tension in your nerves, yes? You're saying, I have this going on, but I hate it. It's creating more tension, it's making the pain worse. So you want to be an even though person. Or like Dr. Osteen says, a nevertheless person. I remember I used to always say even though. Right? Let's say something stressful happens, right? Even though I got this flood in my basement, even though today is going to be the best day of my life. You say, well, how are you going to start? How can you start off already? You know, something bad happens. My wife and I, we always taught ourselves to go, oh, that's how. Let me tell you something. Do you see what we're doing now in the community and with you and right? I wasn't always like this. I had to go through lots of mistakes and trials and errors, and right? I had to go through learning experiences and growth periods, right? So when something stressful came into my life, I wanted to gain from it. So when something bad happened, instead of going, oh, man, this stinks, how am I ever going to get my practice the way I want it to be? No, I said, oh, this is how. See, I had complete faith. This is how I'm going to get there. Thank you. I'm going to learn from this one. And I started to adapt. I felt all my tension. And I started to release the tension with techniques that I'm going to teach you right now. When we're doing the tapping, who's done some of the tapping with me before? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yes? We're going to teach it all to you, right? And we started and releasing that internal tension. Really, tension is just all the pressure you're putting on yourself to control everything. You've got to release it. Even though this happened, I'm going to be there. And you know what? When you start doing this more and more and more, you're going to have to learn for yourself, or you can, if you're a person that, you can connect deep within yourself, and you can have faith in yourself, and that wisdom within yourself, that's greater than you, and you can connect to that deeper wisdom. You can take my word for it. You'll know, you'll recognize it. And if not, you may have to practice it and start experiencing it for yourself. But you know when we say, what's your pain level from 0 to 10? What is it? Deep in your brain is the wisdom. And wisdom, oh, we got to talk about wisdom for a second. 2 seconds. Wisdom, it's profound. Ready? Knowledge is information.
Yeah.
Okay? That's not going to help you. If you can accumulate all the information you need, but you don't know how to apply that knowledge. Right? Okay. Applying that knowledge is taking that information that you've been blessed with and saying, how do I use that information? I went ahead, I do a doctor's report with you. I say, okay, now you know that the brain controls everything, right? And you know that your heart's not working right? Okay. And you know that the signals have to go from the brain to the heart to make sure it works, right? And you're like, yeah. I'm like, okay. Now the heart's not working right. Is that true? Is that what you just told me? Yeah. And you know that this has to be there. If that's not doing its job like this, did you ever check it? Right? It's like applying that wisdom. If you don't apply it, you're not going to get any benefit. Wisdom is the application of that. So what it literally means is being guided from within. Being guided. See, it's how you apply it. So to have that wisdom expressed through your nerves is literally means, we talked about that tonight, being guided. Letting that higher intelligence guide you. And guess what? But as soon as you're wherever you're tense in your nerves, you're having so much tension there, There's too much fear, doubt, disbelief, worry. You're relying on your own intelligence to control things. You're not being guided from. You're not being guided, and you say, "Why didn't this happen? Where's my cheese?" By the way, cheese promotes. If you have a lot of inflammation, that's inflammatory. I'm not recommending the dairy. It was just an expression. But I love cheese. I love pizza.
I know.
I have vegan cheese.
I'd rather not stay away. I'd rather not stay away from things like pizza, but just increase my internal adaptability. I have the infinite power than me, like, right? So, but anyway, so you get the point. Okay, wisdom. It's an application of that knowledge is wisdom. So it's about allowing that wisdom to be guided. So when you do some of these techniques, I want you to. You know, how far do you, the more your spine gets healthy, the more you have me, let me work on your spine. We're going to keep working on I can't wait till I miss you when you come back from far, okay? But the more you let me work on your spine, what we're really doing is just getting the vibration higher. Make it, see, remember like the cell phone analogy? That spine's broken if the proper signals aren't getting through. We got to make sure that when we do a visit, here's what's going on. All the stress, I find a subluxation somewhere, right, in this person. Wherever in this person's life they were overwhelmed that caused that, did they find the perfect way to handle that stress in their life yet? No, that's why they're all like this in that spot. So you let me work on that area, that part of your spine, so that we get it to a point where you're a little bit more peaceful. Now are you going to make a little slightly better decision? Allow yourself to be a little bit more guided. We're working on work until you have 100% that wisdom, that intelligence flowing through there. Oh, and by the way, that part of your life, you're making great decisions. You're applying the wisdom that you have. You're applying the knowledge that you have in ways that are, you're seeing increase in your life. You're being guided from within. You're seeing it manifest, all the blessings you're meant to have. It's already been given to you, but it's got to, you know, if, just to give an example, if I gave my daughter a gift of this brand new car, and I said, I parked her over there, congratulations, I love you, all right? And but she's in school, or wherever she is, in college, and I say, when you get it, is she going to go ahead and say, well, I don't have it? Dad, please get me that car. How come you didn't get me that car? Really, I want that car. I need that car. Honey, I gave it to you already. I got it for you. It's already been given. Right? It's already been given. And I go, and we say, oh, so, Daddy, but please give me the car. Please, 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 please. Right? That's what my kids are going to be at 16. So she can crash it? No, you know, kids, come on, raise your hand if you crashed your first car at 16, 17. Oh, I did. Anyway.
The worst jokes about your kids.
So, what is a pain workshop? So, please, see, I already gave it to her. It's already given. But she's got to follow her steps. If she doesn't take the right steps and say, come on over here, come on, you got to come over here, and now you get to see it manifest in her life experience. See, she had it in spirit. It doesn't mean I don't have to do a thing. I already did it. I already gave it to her. She just has to follow the right steps to receive it. That's the way it is. So that, you know, we've been numbers from 0 to 10? That perfect way of dealing with it, letting that wisdom guide you, express, that way of dealing with it, that way of letting that wisdom guide you, the know-how of how to deal with stuff, so the pain that you're dealing with, when you focus on it, 0 to 10. If you have a 9, that means you're resisting at a 9. Because the know-how how to have it at a 0 right here, right now, in this moment has already been given. It's inside your brain. That's how powerful that power is. It's the healing you're looking for has already been given. But it's not expressing. There's subluxation, there's interference. And that's, we're training ourselves, training our spine, fixing it. Remove the interference. God does the healing. It expresses it. You already have it. So it needs to flow. If I choke all these nerves, I put a tourniquet around my leg, is my ankle going to heal? No, life has to flow, has to be expressed. And that's what it's about. Not about trying to control my body more, but to see where I'm controlling too many things in my life already and surrender control. Start to move into peace. And you're going to do that with your pain. So give me a spot for pain right now. Let's start doing this. Let's get some people's pain levels to come down. All right? Where's your pain? Give me, just pick one right now.
Yeah, lower back, that's like shooting down the leg.
Lower back, shooting down the leg. And I want you to...
I don't know.
All right. You're not scared of it, right?
No.
Okay, so I want you to move. Are you feeling it right this second? Because you...
No, as I said, I was on pain
Okay,
medicine, but
okay.
it's wearing off.
Okay, I'm gonna wait because you're on pain medicines. We
Yeah,
need
it's
to
gonna
do
wear off in another hour or so, yeah.
in an hour. Okay, so we're gonna switch. I'm gonna come back to you if it
Come
starts
back,
coming up,
yeah.
then I'll
Mhm.
help you.
Okay.
Who has pain like right now? That's her.
A little bit over here.
Okay,
My temple,
your temple.
yes.
Okay, from 0 to 10, what am I having her do? Because you're so used to for. See, however old she is, she's 29 years old. For 29 years, she's been trained to resist, to hate that pain, whatever. So I'm going to go from 0 to 10. How bad is it right now?
Right now, about 5.
A 5. Okay. Oh. And her brain started to engage it. See, we're moving out of fear. She's facing it. Close your eyes. See the number 5 right here? Okay. So now open your eyes. Ready? You can do something with that. That 5 represents what? Notice what I'm doing. I'm getting her brain to associate what they mean. So this way we can start to see the 5, 4 drop. It's gonna, right? That 5 means the level of pain there, or the level of tension or resistance there, right? Because if you had no resistance at all, and there was 100% divine energy flowing through you, it'd be at what number? 0. Let's see if we can get it to drop 20%. If we could go from a 5 to a 4, that's 20% better, right?
Yeah.
Maybe we can even go lower. All right? So we're going to do, you need something that engages your brain. It makes it active. You're a pastor, right? So when you speak into the congregation and they are, you want to see change. You want to see progress. You want to see people growing. And the way they live their life is different. The ones that get their mind engaged and participate, aren't they the ones that are growing? The people that are sitting back and just listening, nothing's really, there's nothing's taking root, right? And so we look to engage. Well, you got to engage your brain, right? Why do you think when I do my doctor's reports, I ask questions? I want to engage your brain about there's no life flowing through there. We got to get life, or else you're not going to be moved onto the right track, right? You're going to stick to your old habit, which is what got you in the trouble in the first place. So ready? So we're going to go ahead, and I want you to, right underneath your eyes, I want you to, very, very powerful energy points in your body. Extremely powerful points. In acupuncture, they say it's the beginning of the stomach meridian. Okay, or the second point, first or second point, like right in here, under the eye. So I want you to close your eyes, and the way you tap, very lightly. See, she's going to engage her brain in the process. She sees the number 5 on her cheek, right? You see it? And now I want you to gently start tapping. Tapping. I'm having her do this. I'm having her picture where she has pain here at 5. Have her picture that 5 right where the pain is, and now she's just starting to tap. Okay? I can't help you. I want you to do it on your own, okay? Is it still 5? No? Okay, where's it at?
I think 4.
Okay. I want you to picture the number 4. See, you have to remember, we're stubborn. We resist. It changes a tiny bit, and the old habit comes in, right? Right now, picture the number 4 right there, and do it again. It's safe. Now, to make sure you're really in the right attitude, you're not trying to get rid of it. Just say, if you need to, you can help by talking to yourself, talking to God, praying a little bit, meditating, talk to the pain, whatever it is. But just make sure you have the right attitude, so you're really not trying to control. That'll create internal tension in your central nervous system. Don't want to do that. So you can say, I love myself even if I'm at a 4. It's okay. This too shall pass, right? There it is. Where is it at now? Is it a 4?
No, yeah, I think it's 2.
It dropped down to a 2. Thank you. And you can keep going. Do you think eventually she could go into it to 0?
Yeah.
And how long did you have that pain there?
Oh, that's at least 6 years.
6
Even,
years.
yeah, it was swollen. When I came to see you first time, I was like this, like a bag inside.
It's getting better?
Yeah.
Yeah? Good. Wow. So it went from a 5 down to, is it a 2 right now?
Yeah.
So what percent is that? Someone doing that, 20, 40, 60%? And how long did it take? About a minute? Now I'm guiding you.
Thank you.
It's like a tuning fork. I was expecting it. My brain has done this with so many people that vibration is there. That faith, that level of faith, that level of belief, I'm vibrating with it, right? So like, what happens to a tuning fork when you take it and you hold it next to another tuning fork that can vibrate at the same frequency, but it's not? And you bring it close, what happens to the next one? It starts to vibrate too. So you're doing it right now, and then you go home and you say, let me try it again. It didn't work as good. And remember, pretend I'm guiding you right now. Oh, did you feel that? Just, right? So it's you're tuning into my frequency. That's all it was. You're remembering, oh yeah, Dr. Sage did do this, said to do that, did to do this, to do that, right? That's it. The more you can go ahead and tune into a higher frequency, for me, I got to a point now that the only high frequency I tune into, you know, you will, if you're using me, by the way, you will cap out at a certain level. But the more you use the power inside you that made you, it's infinite. And you can just keep going and you can start applying it to everything. You can apply it to allergies, right? Scott, have we ever done that with allergies?
Oh, yes.
No? Oh, we have?
Yes.
Okay, good. And what was the experience like?
Oh, it's fantastic, and everything you're saying, it's true that his wisdom and energy helps tune you in that direction, and when you get away from it, it's not as good. But
Well,
I'm
but
getting
as a
better
pause,
at it.
as just interlude right here, that's why we're working on fixing your spines, getting the vibration higher and higher and higher.
Yes.
So the next time you deal with the same stress in your life, you're already at a deeper level of faith, confidence. More of the proper signals can get through your nerves. We're fixing your spine. We're getting you the proper signals to get through.
But
You say, but go ahead.
But I have everyone here has the same thing. I'm just saying, I have a great memory of the feeling, and then when you're home, you do it and you have great confidence. It just doesn't work quite as fast by yourself, but you get there. And
Yes.
and that builds your
Start
own-
doing it, and you
Yes.
get better and better. I'm still getting better at it.
Yeah.
The more you do something, the better you get. It's that simple.
Yeah.
So you can complain about it. A lot of us are really good at that because we've been doing that a lot. Complaining about pain. Why don't we start learning how to support the area of our body that hurts because it's calling your attention.
Exactly.
And now you'll get really. Imagine how often we've ever complained about pain in our life. Imagine if you were raised with the truth and were taught how to support the body more, get the proper brain signals there since the same age, since babyhood. Man, you'd be at a point right now where something hurts and go, oh, what? What part? You're recognizing it as a blessing now. There's a part of my body I let stress out. Hold on, I'm not going to let it get sick. Let me just, oh, there we go, it's better. Pain's gone. I'm good, I'm ready to do my thing. Have my meeting, you get it? It's pretty cool, right? You see the potential that we have, how we were created, what we're meant for? The same thing eventually you're going to see as you get better and better and better. You can do it towards a label. We won't call it a label, like a disease process. You go, no, I don't. It's gone. It's completely gone. And then I go, okay. And then you feel it, but you can't be positive thinking. You got to be honest with yourself. What do I really believe? And you see, you feel your levels of doubt and disbelief come up. You're like, man, from 0 to 10, I'm like a 14. There's no way I really believe that. If sometimes you got to test yourself. It's like, would you put money on it? It's like someone says, oh no, I'm fine. I got to protect you guys. Make sure you're safe. Sometimes you have a disease that's deadly. You might even need emergency care. I might have to send you to the medical doctor sometimes. I know you may not like it, but if it's an emergency, it's an emergency, right? And you're like, oh no, I'm fine. And I'm like, you telling me that if you went ahead and did that ultrasound, it's gone already? And then say I hold you accountable, and then you're like, oh well, I don't. How much doubt do you have? What is it, 60%? Maybe. I don't know. If you're there, okay, I'm good. Like you maybe at a 7. When your faith is at expressing at 100%, I see things just disappear sometimes. Right. You understand? What you have inside you is powerful. It's big. It's bigger than you can imagine. Who wants to get rid of some pain? Yes. This is Patrick. I just met Patrick today. Patrick, you said you were at a 9, right? Can you slide over a little bit? Can you angle your chair a little bit towards me? Oh, just a little bit. That's it. Without killing my wife. Where are you hurting right this second the most?
The middle of my back.
The middle of your back? All right, can you sit up a little bit or a little more supported? So you want your spine to be free to move in any direction it needs to move if it needs to, okay? Can you just do that a little bit? I just met Scott today, Patrick today. And we didn't even go over the results of his test yet. But I said, come to the pain workshop, I know you're hurting. All right. That's going to be $100, by the way. Where is it exactly? Like right here? Okay. I want you to picture move it around a little bit because we got to make sure we're connecting. We're not resisting in any way. You're used to that. And from 0 to 10, see, what number overall would you give it? Explore it for a little bit. Don't come up with the number too quick. It might change from moment to moment. And tell me, just keep going. I'll tell you when to give me your final analysis. Just keep analyzing it. Check in different ways. Make yourself taller there, shorter. Check it out, and then give me an overall number when I tell you. You ready? Now, you understand what I'm doing? You guys have already been working on improving your spine's got a few adjustments. He's never had one yet. And it's gonna, so the healthier your spine gets, the faster this works. So I'm helping him engage his mind to it first, getting his brain to connect with it. There it is, from 0 to 10, now he's ready. How bad is it? Where would you rate it?
Right now?
An 8?
Yeah.
That's what I thought. Okay, dropped a little bit, right? Just from facing it, it already dropped about a little bit more than 10%, from a 9 to an 8, right? All right, so I want you to close your eyes and picture the number 8. All right? The number 8 represents how bad it is, right? Okay, tap under your eyes, lightly, just like that, both hands. Okay, so he's engaging his brain. He's taking action. But the action isn't forcing pain to go away. It's working with his body's energy. He wants his body's wisdom to be expressed. Keep looking at that number 8 until it turns to a 7, man. You could do it. Just, he's starting to surrender, but he's having a willingness. He'll keep doing it. I'll do it as long as it takes. There it goes. There it is. There it is. It's starting to shift and change, and I don't know if it's a 7 yet. What number are you at? It's shifting to 7. We just met today, right? That's pretty. Oh, let it keep. See, he's just let it. See, his body has this amazing wisdom in it. Were you able to hear me back there? Yes or no? No. Oh, I'm sorry. So we have something going on back there. Don't worry. We're gonna talk soon, okay? We're going. There we go. Just stop right there now. Because what number are you at?
7.
All right, we're at a 7. So you went from a 9 to a 7, right? Okay, that's already more than 20%. Remember I said I'm going to teach you how to do it in like a minute or less, get pain to drop like 20%, 40%, 60%, right? So we're not going to stop there though. But if he just kept tapping, right? Guess what he's trying to do? He's trying to control it again, right? That's why we had to stop at that layer. So we're going to go ahead, and I'm going to this is like some of the part 2 workshop, but just to help him, because he told me his pain's a 9 out of 10, and I saw the tears in his eyes. I just want to see a little bit more healing there. So close your eyes, right? I want to actually see the number 7. Can you feel that number 7 there? Actually, check it out again. Explore it. Take some time. See, I want his brain to have some time to process this now, because there's a little bit less resistance, but there's still 70% resistance. Because his brain is aware that there's damage, there's a problem. And as a self-defense mechanism, it's clamping up 70%. It was clamping up at 90%, but he's learned to trust more. Right? That's all it is. It's letting the proper signals get through the nerves a little bit. Feel it? And you're at a 7? Maybe it could jump up to an 8. It might. I don't know. It could go higher. It could go lower.
Seeing a solid blue 7.
A solid blue 7. All right, he's ready. I want you to tap again. Actually, I don't even want to help yet. I want to see you do what you can do on your own as I guide you. But do it again. Tap again. There you go. There you go. Are you ready? Watch this. I'm helping his mind get to the right frequencies. You know the brain is a radio station. Did you know that? It's a broadcasting and receiving station. So we want to, you come in here, and when you want to listen to 95.5, your brain's good at tuning into that. It's called the world and stress. But as soon as you want to tune into I'm already healed, I have everything I need inside me, it's all static. Your nerves go like this. It goes, what? It doesn't pass by. I'm like, oh, I got to start fixing this spine. It's a broken spine. Another broken spine. It's like, you get it? Broken meaning the signals aren't working.
Right.
You're not getting through. There you go. Is it starting to shift? I just felt it. I can feel it. I can't. That's what I do. I know. It just started shifting and going down. Started changing. On his own. So we're tuning his brain to the right frequency. Right? And as he goes through care, assuming I could take him as a patient and he wants me to be his doctor, because we didn't even go over results or anything yet, during that care plan, we're going to be getting his brain, as he makes adjustments, tuned in to higher and higher frequencies so we can hear more of that higher power flowing and let it express through those nerves. We need the proper signals getting to that heart so that no matter what level of stress he's under in his life, his heart's always getting enough life. It's not getting weaker. No matter, what level of stress he's exposed to in his life, that kidney's staying good. He's not heading towards blood pressure and stroke. He's good. No matter what level of stress, the nerves that control your immune system, oh, there's no cancer in your future. You're letting the higher power express through you 100%. And witnessing the healing. You can stop that. I don't want you to be pushing it. Are you at a 7 or 6? Where are you?
It turned into a 6.
It turned into a 6. So we started out what number?
9.
And we dropped 8, 7, 6. If it was a 10, that's 30%, so it's like 35%. Somewhere around there? Is that pretty cool?
Absolutely.
Didn't I tell you I was going to teach you? So you're actually working with the energy systems of the body, or my wife, the acupuncturist, the acupuncture system, that's the stomach meridian, right? And anyway, acupuncture, which just reminded me, because I was going to ask you to speak about acupuncture, there was a study. Can you tell me what the study was? Just tell me, or come up here if you want. Why don't you come up for a second? What was that study?
Ooh, yeah, Karen.
My lovely wife, Karen.
I posted this study on Facebook so you can look at it. There was a study done in Australia at a hospital that showed that acupuncture was equally effective to pain medication. So you can use it completely in replacement of pain medication and not take a drug and have all those side effects and whatever, and it worked just as well in over 80% of the people. So
Pretty cool, right?
Yes.
And anyone who's working, practice member, a thriver here, working on fixing your spine, getting a higher power from the right, you get, if you've never had an evaluation with Karen or an acupuncture evaluation, you have a free evaluation with Karen, and also anyone who's a member, you get a discount on acupuncture visits, okay? So I could continue, but you're gonna learn more. We're gonna get you taken care of, okay? I'm gonna go to the next person. Who's another person? Pain. Where are you feeling pain right this second?
It's that scapula on the shoulder.
The scapula. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Scoot forward a little bit. Where is that?
It's right there.
Here?
Yeah.
Right there, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Leave. Who's next?
Why?
I'm messing with you.
Tony?
I'm messing with you.
Okay.
Look.
I don't know. What do you mean?
No, just where's the? Where you at? What
That's
number?
exact. Oh, it's probably between a 5 and a 6.
A 5 and a 6. Okay, we're gonna take care of it. Okay. Yeah, what do you say?
My question is that can you use the technique only on physical pain? It's something, if you experience anxiety,
I've played around with this. Oh, anxiety? No, 100%. Phobias works 100%.
Okay.
The 5-minute phobia. You know, there's other points
We
too.
use that tonight.
Spleen 21, you go ahead like this. See, you want to be tapping, and you want to be tapping lightly. Don't be sitting there, and I come tomorrow, and you look like you got black and blue here. Yeah, because you want to have, you want to touch the way you would hold a newborn baby. You want, that's exactly what you want to connect. Sometimes your hands are stiff like this, and I go, hold on. Like as if you're about to hold a newborn baby. Oh, newborn baby. Is that going to just be weak and not trustworthy? No. But is it going to be rock solid and too hard? No. It's going to be right in the middle. Baby bear. You know? That's where life is flowing. It's like we're walking that line between control. You don't want to be in control, but you have to do your part, being guided. And that's what we're getting you to do by doing this technique. You got it? So you engage, you tap lightly, but you got to what? First picture the number. See the number. Remind yourself what that means. So see, what you're doing is do not be afraid. You're saying, I'm going to face this. What I have inside me is smaller or bigger. There you go. You have the power to heal. So now I'm ready. So close your eyes, picture the number 6 or 5. Where is it at?
About a 6.
About a 6, okay. And just picture it. And just breathe. We're going to tap lightly over here. Go ahead, move. Both sides, soft fingers, ready? But sometimes there's it's a little bit more complicated. There's a little stress layer or something. Relax your arms. I want you to connect to the feeling of stress or tension that you may feel here, okay? Okay, you do feel it, right? Sure. Okay. See, I knew there was something inside. My inner wisdom was telling me I wasn't going to be able to see a result with you yet. And then that's what it is. It's just there's this attention. Now we got it. Ready? And that's why, remember I said, sometimes, it's, in most of the cases, you can start seeing a drop, and sometimes there's a few extra layers, and that's why we're going to do that advanced pain workshop next time. But from 0 to 10, how much would you say that tension is, or the anxiety, or whatever you would call it? I don't know. There's no need to label it, just it's a level of resistance.
Yeah, about the same.
6. So we're going to, before we pay attention to this here,
Right.
let's pay attention to this here.
Right.
And now, see the number 6?
Okay.
Here.
Yes.
And start tapping. That you can do. It's a layer. See, sometimes our nerve system has a certain level of subluxation of too much control, but we gotta let go of control. You're not here trying to get rid of it and try, if you're coming to me trying too hard, doc, get rid of this pain, get rid of this pain, right? Or testing me, or going, oh, let's see, that, you know, it's kind of like, that's not where I feel it happening, because I'm not healing, I'm not the healer. I'm not fixing you. You're not fixing yourself. You're doing exactly what we taught you're doing. You're engaging your brain and your nerves in a certain way where you're walking the balance between controlling. You don't want to not do anything. You're being called to do something. But you don't want to be in control. You have to have a higher wisdom guide you and start depending on that higher intelligence. You're right there. There it is. It just started shifting. Keep it going. Just keep it going. Keep it going. Who else? We can do more than one person at a time, people. Who else has pain? You want to see it disappear or get better? Right now. Who else? Are we good? And I'm going to finish with Scott, and then we're going to close up. Okay? Do you like this technique? Oh, you can try it out. If you get pain, are you going to be able to do it? I'm going to find something. Do you have? You don't. It doesn't have to be pain. Do you have any area that's tight? Let me see your range of motion. Watch this. Who was it? No. Did I break something?
Oh, no, don't worry.
Whose is that?
That's mine, no worries.
Oh my
It's not
God.
broken.
Did your pain just jump up? Oh, that's what it does?
Yeah, don't worry.
Okay. Okay, cool. From 0 to 10, how much was this?
This was a 6. It's about
4?
It's close to a 5.
5?
Getting there.
Okay. And this is still the same?
It's lagging behind it. It's a
Lagging
little-
behind it. See, there's a link between those two.
Yeah, yeah.
When I said, hold on, and I delayed a little bit, it wasn't because Scott, I love you, man. It was just because I recognized there's a couple complications, and that's what I don't want to get too
I
complicated
just
for
didn't know what
part 1. Yeah. But, and I was connecting, by the way, and what I did with you, connected to opening the door so we can start letting it heal.
Thank you.
Okay?
Thank you.
So anyway, so range of motion. Are you ready? Because she's in the front, I'm just going to use.
Yeah.
Are you ready? Let me just. Can I have you sit here actually? So it doesn't have to be pain. What about stiffness, tightness, achiness, whatever you want to call it? Anything that's not complete peace and abundance and joy is pain. Set a new standard for yourself. That's my standard. If I'm not experiencing complete peace, abundance, and joy in a certain area of my life, I know that I'm taking too much control. Because I know that what is inside me that's greater than me, loves me, and promises that wants to prosper me and build me up and guide me and support me and nurture me and make me feel peace and provided for like a little baby that I'm taken care of, but in the most amazing way, and gives me still the peace and joy of being free to make my own decisions and choose and guide me, and even knows I'm not going to be perfect and makes me, takes all my mistakes and turns them into strengths, my weaknesses into strengths, and it's like, wow, what an amazing life I'm living in. Who wants to live in that world? That's pretty good vibration, right? To higher truth. Guess what? That is the world you live in. And guess what? You're not going to experience it if your brain is at a frequency. You know, like when you buy a new car? Who here has went shopping for a new car? You got one? What kind of car? Honda Fit. When you bought that Honda, or even when you made the decision that, oh, that's it, I'm so excited, I'm definitely buying this car. Did you notice all the other Hondas on the road?
Yeah.
Extra, see? Your brain tuned in. It's a radio station. Now, there was always a lot of those Hondas there, but you noticed them more. Right? How many opportunities to bring blessing and growth are coming into your life right now, but your brain's not tuned in? You're too busy focusing on the frustration that happened instead of saying, oh, this is how. And then convincing yourself, yes, this is how. How is, Lord, how is this the actual going to be used as a blessing for me? Yeah, what can I learn from this? Until you know it and you have complete peace and faith. This is how, and all the nerve pressure's gone, and you get, oh, epiphany. You know, when that wisdom is expressed, the inner wisdom is expressed to your brain, to the part that controls your conscious mind, that's what it's called. Epiphany. It's when it's like, oh, I know exactly what to do. Doesn't that good feeling? Comes with a feeling of relief. And you may not get the result exactly as fast as you originally wanted it, but you're like, you have peace. It's like, oh, okay. It's not exactly what I wanted, but I'm going to have to trust in the timing, but I'm going to move forward. Right? I really wanted Dr. Tony to get rid of this pain on my very first day I met him, but I guess I'm going to have to wait and go over the results of the test with him. and then see what we got to do to move forward. But at least I see a future that's brighter than my past.
Yeah.
And my past is pretty blessed. You start focusing on everything. And all the negative things, like cancer being the worst thing in my life, it was also the best thing. Went up. Because I grew so much from it that it turned me into who I am today. And the level of success and abundance and joy I'm experiencing now is because of all the growth through that experience and the troubles I went through. But if my brain was tuned into the wrong frequency, if I was too subluxated about it, I wouldn't have gotten all the blessing that was there to come from it. So from the pain you're going through, there is hidden blessing. If your nerves are too overwhelmed, I know I just bang. It's like that's too much to share with someone. They're like, screw you, man. This kills me. I hate. I want this pain to go away. We're gonna help you get that pain to go away. I promise. Faster than you can imagine. Can you tell just from that technique today that we're gonna get you there, okay?
Thank you.
All right. So range of motion. Rest your arm. Just rest it. Let it fall asleep on my arm. Play dead. Ready? There you go. Coming up. Okay. A little tension there. Let's see this side. Rest it. Oh, this one's stiff. Right? Okay. Perfect. Look at the range of motion. Do you see this? Can everyone see this range of motion? How stiff that is?
Yeah.
This one is a lot better. Right here, it's still stiff, but this one right here, oh my goodness. It's like, right in the tennis. Do you see that?
Yes.
The shoulder range of motion?
Yes.
Okay, so I want you to first, do you know what two-pointing is? When you get advanced, you start two-pointing. I don't want just, to use this for something else. See, how is she going to put a number on it? How bad is that stiffness? Well, she's saying if it's supposed to be able to come up to here and it only came up to here, so you can say, oh, it's like a 3, 2, 3. And I'm like, no, your arm's supposed to be able to come out like that. And she's like, oh my God, it's like an 8 or 9. The stiffness. You understand? It's wherever, when her brain engages and said, here's what I'm asking for, here's what I want, then that wisdom will flow through, express how to do it. But the resistance is showing you where you've been resisting. It's already inside you, that perfect healing is already inside you. It's going to come up and you're going to be connected to it more accurately and say, oh, it's an 8. So you're going to go ahead, close your eyes, and there it is. So when we come up, it's going to be maybe a 7. It's going to be a little high. So we're going to go, let's see, let me just check. A little bit. Oh. Actually, it changed a lot, actually. Wait, did you see that? Big, whoa, what in the world? Is that we're going to finish now. God, you can have a seat. Was that a miracle? Was that, what the heck was that? Let me tell you something, it was. But what I'm sharing with you is, it's the same kind of miracle that you experience when you wake up and you realize you've been breathing all night. Because you didn't think about it, but it just happened. It's the same kind of miracle when you eat an apple and it's making new eyeball cells for you. It's the same kind of miracle. See, does any man or technology in the world know how to do that? No, it's pretty miraculous, don't you think? A little bit? So, in a way, it is. It's a miracle in a way that the world teaches us you have to do to get. And what she did was just let go of control and she received. It's like, how did she get it to do better when she just actually decided to stop caring about it so much? No, it's not she decided to stop caring about it. She started trusting that there's a higher intelligence than her own. And she just started, and her nerves were geared towards how she thinks about it, how she deals with it. We decided to allow it to start changing. Our nerve system is healing. And that's what we're doing, we're fixing it. And we're going to get it higher and higher and higher, more of the right signals, until that, oh man, I have a vision of every person on this planet allowing that higher intelligence that's within them to be expressed through their nerves, so that they don't get heart disease and cancer, so that they don't get their immune system to get so weakened that it's making these cells that are eating their own body. That's what autoimmune disease means. Attacking its own thing, its own DNA. That's lupus. Your joints, that's rheumatoid arthritis. It's crazy the kind of things that people let their body get so bad because your body's giving you signs, pain, emotionally, physically, whatever. And instead of getting your nerve system healthy, so you got to check your spine. Go in with it. You got to go into yourself. See what's going on and adapt. No, I ain't changing for nobody. Just give me that medicine. Let me repress this, right? I don't care what you say. I'd rather deal with the cancer when it comes. That's what people, you know what I mean? You know what that means? It means your nerve system's is really sick. You're not adapting. A healthy nerve system will always say, it will evaluate the information coming in, discern truth from falsehood to the best of its ability, and then choose what's best for itself.
Absolutely.
That's how God made you. So when people hear information and they still don't choose against what's best for themselves, that's called, you know already their nerve system is sick. Their spine's a bad spine. Most people walk around bad spines. So here's the vision. Everyone on the planet expressing, got higher intelligence expressing through. 100%. That's the vision. No more cancers, no more heart diseases. We get, even in our lifetime, if we, with your help, we could spread this message. It's common sense, isn't it? Doesn't it sound like common sense a lot? Then you get to witness and see pain levels drop, and you're like, whoa, hold on a second. And so we know it's true. We know it's true. From your own personal experiences, you're starting to experience it. And you just got here. Most of us here are on your first year of even care and just taking care of your spine, and you're like, what the heck? This is like the Twilight Zone. Your whole life was turned upside down. Just like Scripture says. It says the world, outside world is backwards to what we do. We're peculiar people. We're odd to the world. Well, I'd rather be odd, but me and my family are abundant. We're rich. We're healthy.
Right,
successful.
right,
loved. Surrounded by love. Sharing that love, growing my family.
Woo! Say it again.
And not just in my mind, not just in my spirit, on earth. But I can't be going after the cash and the money. I got to be going after it in the spirit. Let me make sure my nerve is free. In other words, I'm at peace. And then even the physical will be added. That's the whole point. When the higher wisdom's guiding you, you start making better decisions, better business decisions, better investment decisions, better, you know, you get it? You're communicating better with people. I didn't always communicate this way. Rev, you're a pastor. The very first time you ever spoke. It's different. Yeah, now it comes more natural and you do better then. Because you're getting yourself out of the way. And the first minute might not be as good, and then all of a sudden you get on a roll and it's just like, oh, that's it, and the Spirit's flowing, and you know what's walking around. You see? So imagine this vision. Everyone letting that wisdom express through their nerves properly. Well, what does that really mean? Remember, it's wisdom means being guided from that wisdom. Everyone letting that higher power guide them. Everyone finding their well. When I say their well, you know Elijah had to go to the well and meet a woman, right? God provided the blessing for him. He said, go there. Right? You know what most of us are doing? In church, we're praying for a miracle, we're trying, and God's already provided. He said, Elijah, go to the well, there you'll meet a woman. Right? See, God already was working in the hearts and the minds and setting things up, and right? Now imagine if he didn't go to the well. What? Can't hear you, Lord. You know, I think, right? Or his nerves were so subluxated from just so much stress and tension. You know, back in the day, they didn't get bombarded a million times with the internet, Wi-Fi. You try to go to one website and you get 3 click boxes and then another one that says, are you sure? When you try to exit, right? And you have cell phone and all this information coming to you. You're being bombarded, and all of it is people's opinions and sales. That your nerve system is so conditioned to shut things out that when someone comes sharing the truth with you, your nerves are you're just so committed to shutting everything out that you can't even hear that too. And it takes an hour to sit with you and just love you and support you, just so your nerves, remember the tuning fork? You can start hearing that inner voice again. And that's what a day one is, a doctor's report, stuff like that. You follow? Get that tuning fork to start resonating with that higher intelligence within you. That's what it's about. So now here's the vision one last time, but with a tweak. Okay? The vision. One last time. Right? With a tweak. So the vision is that wisdom, every person on the planet, right? That life being expressed through their nerves, being guided, that means from within, right? So it means no more cancer, no more heart. What else does it mean?
Better life.
You're allowing the divine to guide you, and this is the whole world doing this. Just imagine the whole world doing this. See, if I go ahead and I just force it my way and try to preach to you, you need to trust a higher power. You need to. It's not. It becomes so hard. But if see, even the provision for how to get this to happen. This is what we were created for, to allow the higher intelligence to be expressed through us. And everyone moving towards abundance. There's enough abundance for everyone on the planet. So the whole point is that, is there really a way that we can succeed at that vision? I don't want to share a vision just like, but it's hopeless. That's the whole point. That's the main point I want to end with. This could really happen. See, you can't move a group of people to go ahead and say, you need to make sure that power, high power, guiding you, you'll see, and how many people, but if you go ahead and people are suffering and in pain, you were designed this way for a purpose in every way, and there's blessing in everything. Let's use it. Stop, if you're stop hating the pain of yourself, then you can stop hating the pain of others. And you can start seeing, why is this person being allowed to go through this suffering? And you realize it's to build momentum so they can start to move and make changes in the right direction. You follow what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So you go ahead, you get it? You go ahead and you see someone suffering and you love them. That's what I'm asking you to do, to help me on this mission. Just love them. So what it is you see someone suffering, right? And you say, you got to see my doc. Oh, you don't understand. You've been struggling? Are you okay? How long have you been hurting? Oh, you know what? You got to go to my doc. Because I promise you, when they come in here, I'm going to do my best to be that tuning fork and help them start hearing that inner voice. And let it just be guided the whole way through. And with each person on the planet, whoever's not letting that intelligence flow through, tension's building up, they're putting pressure on themselves, eventually something will happen, right? How many people know getting sick as they get older? Everyone. But they're being told, the enemy, they're being told, oh, there's nothing you can do, it's your age, it's your genetics. Oh, I know why you have diabetes, it's because you're African American, right? Right, you heard that?
Yeah,
Right? All right, let's get rid of that. Yeah, wrong. It's like, let's get my body back to where it was. Let's allow that supernatural power to flow through. Are you with me on this mission?
Yeah.
So we have a dinner coming up on
Monday.
this Monday. This Monday, can someone tell me the date? Monday,
26th.
I'm going to say it that way. Monday, February 26th. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right. Monday, February 26th.